What's up, fam? It is the homie, Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Going down on Sundays and Thursdays here on Mainman Mademan's Boxing. So, big news. I remember hearing something about Deontay Wilder and Tyson. Oh, that's it. Word on the curb is that Tyson Fury is trying to duck Deontay Wilder. Tell me something we didn't know, right? Tell me something we didn't know. Now, let me try to catch everybody up, man, to anybody who kind of overlooked the story, who haven't heard all the details. And I'll just sum it up in a nutshell without quotes. And what's going on, it seems like, according to Bob Arum in recent interviews, he has came out and told the world that they're looking to move on from Deontay Wilder. And according to Bob Arum, he's saying that the date has been pushed back several times, and now they're at a point where they're moving on. And the contract or the rematch clause may have expired. According to Bob Arum, he says that they were originally scheduled to do the rematch in July, but they pushed it back due to Deontay Wilder's injury. Then they looked to do it in October, where they pushed it back because of the pandemic. Nothing to do with Wilder. And they pushed it to December. And then when they get to December, they're saying that the networks are telling them that those dates are not good because Fox will be showing, or ESPN will be showing, there would be 5 big conference college football games going down in December. So that date is now not available. And since the date is constantly being pushed back, and Tyson Fury, who's came out and said that he has been training since February and he is ready to go, well, it seems as if now that Bob Arum would prefer to give Tyson Fury a soft touch in the UK, I think he said on December 4th or somewhere around there, and then look to sometime next spring, hopefully put Tyson Fury in with Anthony Joshua, where it's been reported earlier this year that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury met up and they did a pretty much verbal agreement, if you will, that they aligned up 2 fights for 2021. And so Bob Arum is ready to push towards that fight if Anthony Joshua makes it through Kubrat Pulev. And that's the situation that we are in. So, of course, Shelly Finkel, Deontay Wilder's manager, has came out in recent quotes and told everyone that we're still going in December. And basically, in a nutshell, don't believe what's out here because it ain't true. And that's all we've heard pretty much from Wilder's side of the tracks. So now that's the situation in a nutshell. It leaves me wondering, once again, the golden question for me. What does any of this have to do with Wilder? Now, I would think when you got a contract that states that you have to have a rematch, even with the expiration, and we'll deal with the expiration. But when you have a contract saying that you have to have a rematch, and the Wilder's side or negotiated that rematch clause in there with no problems, well, I would think that's something they would have to back out of the fight. I would think that Wilder's side would have to say, we don't want it. We're moving on. And things like that. I would think something like that would have to come out. They have to explicitly say that they don't want this fight and show that they have no interest in making this fight. Now, from what I've been hearing from Bob Arum's side is they have been in contact with the Wilder team. They have been negotiating. So once again, I don't see Wilder backing out of anything. The networks having championship or football, college football games has nothing to do with Wilder. A pandemic occurring, shutting down crowds, shutting down dates, shutting down venues, that has nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. So for people running around like Wilder, none of this stuff has nothing to do. Now, when you're talking contracts, there's always small print. We've went over this before. There's always small print in a contract that gives you loopholes or insurance, if you will, for situations like this. This is a pandemic. This is something that no one's seen coming. An act of God, if you will. I don't know. But this is a pandemic. Things happen. They got nothing to do with Wilder. if a pandemic wouldn't have happened, guess what? It wouldn't have been as hard to find a date. It wouldn't have been as hard to find a venue. So what? How does this make my contract null and void because a pandemic happened? You dig? So I'm sure there's something in it that protects that. Now with this expert, it's the same thing with the expiration. How can this thing be expired when we have all kinds of pandemics going on? I don't understand that. Which means that we can't make the date. And take in mind, it wasn't Wilder, from what we heard, that said, hey, we don't want this date. It's the networks. It's the networks. And how are you, Tyson Fury, going to fight in the UK on December 4th? You got a date in the venue. Why you ain't give it to Wilder? That's how this looks to me. If you found a date in venue, Bob, give it to Wilder. You just so pressed to make this gate money. Y'all don't want to leave that $17 million on the table. But that ain't got nothing to do with Wilder. Once again, this is a promoter trying to position himself, in my opinion, to make more money. And we're going to get there. Matter of fact, let's deal with that. You got to look at Bob's position, man. Bob is sitting around looking around. He can't get nobody to buy shows, right? They've invested pretty much most of the budget that ESPN gives Bob. He's invested it into Tyson Fury. He ain't getting no money in return right now. Just a little bit of money he can scheme off the fighters, because we all know that the networks did not stop giving Bob the same amount of money. He's been getting the same amount of money from the networks even with the pandemic. So he's just getting his money from the fighters. He ain't getting nothing from the gates. He ain't getting nothing in endorsements. He ain't getting nothing in the licenses fees from other networks. So money is becoming an issue. Like, budgets are drying up. They've invested a lot into Tyson Fury. And he looking around over at PBC, where Earl Spence Jr. just got his date pushed to December. He'll be fighting in Texas with a crowd on pay-per-view. Bob was like, where's my pay-per-views? Where's my crowds? Tank Davis, he gets a pay-per-view. I think they're doing a small crowd for him as well. Bob was like, where's mine? Eddie Hearn, finding ways to save money on venues and getting his shows still put on pay-per-view in the UK. He getting something coming in. Bob is like, where the hell is mine? The only two that are left in the cold is Wretched and Fetched, Frank Warren, and Bob Arum. And they want to know, where's our money? We ain't getting nothing. You got you got Frank Warren calling up Eddie Hearn, trying to become partners with Eddie all of a sudden after dissing him for so many years. Now they want to be partners because he wants some of that Eddie money. And so they looking at Tyson like, bro, we built you. We made your name hot, because prior to Deontay Wilder, nobody was checking for Tyson Fury. Nobody. He was a blimp. He was a blimp on the radar. Nobody was checking for Tyson Fury. So they used Deontay Wilder, got Tyson Fury named boiling hot, because after the Klitschko fight, Tyson Fury's name was mud, especially in the UK. I covered it right here. Y'all was jumping on him left and right. His name was in the dirt. That's why Tyson flew over here to get away from the UK, the same way that Kell Brook is doing. And then he get here and he get hot, and now he looking to go back. And see, you love me now. Tyson Fury is like, y'all love me now. You didn't love me at first. Y'all hated my guts. Y'all called me all kind of names. Now you love me because I went over there and I beat Wilder. So now I'm coming back home. I want to come back home. What is it? St. Albert's Hall or Old Trutherford. I want to come back home. Because you love me now. But you hated me for so many years. And this is what's going on. So Bob is like, and Frank is like, yo, man, we got to get some money. His name is hot right now. Okay? Forget the WWE stuff. We need him in a boxing match to try to get some money. And that's what they're doing. That's what I think they're doing. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is said to live very modestly. He's not said to live an expensive lifestyle. But I would think that Tyson Fury not fighting as much as he needs to be and could be, and making a lot of big money. I understand Tyson Fury's probably frustration. boxers, when they get this window like this, they supposed to use it. You hot, you're a champion, you're on top, you be considered in your prime. These are the years to make the money. These are the years to stay active. I get Tyson Fury's position, I do. But bro, you sign on the dotted line, man, and you got an obligation to live up to. Because Deontay Wilder not only gave you relevance, but even after that draw, well, he gave you another shot. If Deontay Wilder is injured, or whatever the case may be, give him time to heal, bro. That's only the right thing to do. He looked out for your ass when you was strung out and looking like a blimp, snorting coke. When you was out here doing that dumb stuff, it was Deontay Wilder that came to your aid. It was Deontay Wilder that said that Tyson Fury's y'all better go back to the talk in the first fight. Tyson Fury's a good man. Tyson Fury, me and him, I can resonate with his story and he even started to speak on the plight of the gypsies, and like Deontay Wilder welcomed you with open arms. He didn't disrespect you in the early beginning. I mean, of course, y'all had to sell tickets. Y'all got to get contentious, but, bro, I mean, I'm sure even behind the scenes, you even said it yourself, I'm cool with Wilder. So why would you try to do something like this? All about money. It's all about money. But my firm belief is Tyson Fury ain't going nowhere. I think that the fight may get pushed down to next year. But I don't think that you can get out of that contract that easy. I think it'll be a court fight before any of that. Before Wilder's side just walks away from the table, I'm expecting a court fight. I'm expecting a fight in court. Tie Tyson Fury ass up. Make him spend some money. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But I'm expecting them not to go walking out just easy like this. If that happens from Wilder's side, then I'm gonna flick my third eye open. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave that right there. But at the end of the day, I'm expecting for them to not. I'm expecting for this to just to be smoke and mirrors, talk just to hype the fight up a little bit more. This is what Bob Arum has been doing a lot of lately. We just talked about this with Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko, where Bob Arum told them to rock with the story that was out in the public about Teofimo backing out, and it wasn't true. About Lomachenko giving up money out of his purse, and it wasn't true. This could be Bob Arum still doing that. You know what I'm saying? Stirring the pot, getting stuff hyped up, getting people chattering, getting people talking, getting people Googling, you know, stuff like that. And that's what I believe. And I believe that contract is just not that easy to just walk out from. You know, so it is what it is, man. I think the fight may happen sometime next year. Will Tyson Fury take a soft touch in the meantime? That's a good possibility. And that may be just the whole goal right there. Remember, you know, Tyson Fury, he'll take small fights between big fights. We've seen him do this already against Deontay Wilder. So maybe that could just be the whole end game, is they want Tyson Fury just to have a fight or two. I remember after, what fight was that? I think it was the first fight, where Tyson Fury was talking about he wanted to go to the UK and he wanted to fight at Old Rutherford and all of this. This has been the wanting from Tyson Fury for a long time. Now, people are bringing up the fact that Tyson Fury's UK boxing license is in jeopardy, which is facts. And he relinquished his UK boxing license. So, because of the investigation that was coming his way from UCAD when that farmer came out. Now, since then, the farmer has retracted his story. Of course, we all know why. You know what I'm saying? The farmer has retracted his story, and I don't know. I mean, maybe Fury has a good chance of getting his license back because the farmer's now been put on ice. He won't show up. I'm sure he probably woke up one morning to either a brown paper bag in his trash can full of the money he's been looking for, or let's just say he got a visit in the middle of the night, something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to say the farmer has retracted his story, and he was the main piece. He was the main piece. So without that farmer, Fury has a road back to getting his UK license back. You know what I'm saying? Now, as for Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight, no, I don't want to see it right now. No, fam. I don't care what y'all say. Man, you're supposed to be for the sport. I am for the sport. But I also want to see the fights that I want to see. And see, I'm not like a lot of y'all fans out there. Y'all were the same people out there talking about something that Anthony Joshua should not go against Ruiz in the third fight. I want to see Anthony Joshua have unfinished business. I don't want to see two fighters that have unfinished business fight each other. You got AJ who got unfinished business with Ruiz, and you got Fury who got unfinished business with Wilder. They want to cut out early and then find each other. Oh, hell nah. Don't work that way, champ. So I don't want to see the fight. They got unfinished business. Why not go finish up their business? They scared they're going to lose again? They scared they're going to lose the opportunity that they got? Huh? Is that what it is? Funny. They scared. Funny how Wilder, well, after the first draw, when he had Eddie Hearn on his line, talking $100 million, $120 million, after that first draw with Tyson Fury, he didn't walk out the door. They had to redo the deal then, remember? There wasn't no rematch clause after that first draw. The rematch clause got null and void because there was no winner. So instead of Deontay Wilder picking up a phone and calling Eddie Hearn, he went back to Tyson Fury. Simple. You know what I mean? Now, I do recall the meeting of Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, and Deontay Wilder meeting with Matchroom, discussing that $120 million, but nothing got done. They walked out of the meeting because Lou DiBella was trying to pull some underhanded stuff. So they walked out of the meeting. But he didn't walk away from Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? Shit foul, bro. So my thing is, I don't think this fight's going nowhere. At least not right now. I don't think so. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I think that Bob Arum is just jealous of PBC and their success. I mean, and the things that they're doing right now. The moves that they making. They got Jerry Jones on board with them. You know, Jerry Jones and Bob Arum were supposed to be buddies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even with Dana White, the Dana White situation. I mean, Floyd Mayweather doing fights with UFC fighters. Like, PBC is rolling in the dough. Bob Arum can't figure it out. Frank Warren can't figure it out. We got Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn running gambits out this joint. And he got Bob Arum and Frank Warren just confused. They don't know what to do. All they know is they got one play, and that's Tyson Fury that can bring them some money. And they don't want to waste that sitting around waiting for Wilder. But you're stuck. So we'll see how this works out, man. Much love to the fam, man. Much love to you all, man. We'll talk about this on the live stream. I'm sure y'all got a whole lot to say about this, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, this is all, I think, smoke and mirrors. It's foul, and I'm telling you right now, if the Deontay Wilder side allows them to weasel out of this, and trust me, fans, when I tell you, trust me, if that WBC belt leaves Deontay Wilder's realm, it ain't coming back no time soon. We've said this prior to the last fight. It ain't coming back no time soon. That fight is going to head to 2 fights with AJ, and then you're going to have to name a mandatory. And then that may take up to another year. You're talking a long time before Deontay Wilder would get a shot at that WBC. And the UK will not be willing to allow those belts to fly just back over here. You feel me? So for all of y'all out there, oh, well, forget it, man. That's Wilder. You know, forget Wilder. Blah, blah, blah. Wilder's this and Wilder's that. Just know that when you dissing this American champion or former champion, this is all we got to get them belts back over here. So I guess either you rock with it or you change your flag. Either one. To the next video. Much love to the fam, man. All day. I catch up with y'all real soon. Salute to everybody in Mainman Mademan's Boxing Forum. Hit that bell icon. Ring the bells. Rock the bells. Rock the bells, fam. Rock the bells. You know what I'm saying? All day. I catch up with y'all real soon, man. But Tyson Fury foul for this, bro. Foul for this. You know what I'm saying? And he running around actually, oh, I'm tired of waiting on Wilder. Like, it was because of Deontay Wilder the dates got moved back, bro. It's because of the networks you rocking with, and it's because of a pandemic. Tell it the way it is, bro. Real spill. He never backed out of the fight. To the next video. Much love. Peace out.